In this video, we're going to be using this wonderful book, Love Has Forgotten No One, written by Gary Renard, and it's his conversation with two ascended masters, Arten Pursah. This book is written to help people put into practice A Course in Miracles, which is a mind training system to undo fear, separation and pain in your mind and awaken to the blissful experience of oneness that we have actually always been having all along. So it's mostly about mind training, but this book also explains that there are physical ways to relax the body so the ego becomes easier to undo. Ways to make the ego more pliable instead of this righteous, rigid mountain that we usually experience it to be. It's a bit like giving an upset child a treat to make it more open to your instructions. So the teachers in this book, Arten and Pursah, explain that there are points on our body that have loads and loads of nerve endings, clusters of nerve endings that are connected to all different parts of your body. And if you massage these points, it promotes well-being throughout your body, and it's possible to heal disease but also prevent disease from happening in the first place. And we all know a pinch of prevention is worth a ton of cure. There's actually a lot more physical healing tips in this book, which I might make another video about, but I thought this technique would be good to start on because it's super simple. So let's make it into an experiment. For 7 days, I'm going to follow the advice and do the suggested reflexology on the 5 points of the body, and then I'm going to see how it affects me. And at the end of this video, I'll share my results. So here are the specifics. They recommend starting with the scalp. The movement you do when you're washing your hair isn't enough, so use your fingers and palms and really get into it. Make sure the entire scalp is massaged. You'll sometimes feel sensations throughout your body, which shows certain nerves are getting loads of benefit from it. After the scalp, you move down the body to the next area, which are the ears. There are clusters of nerve endings here, and they often are so neglected. So make sure you do all the ears, including the inner parts. Then moving down, this might be a bit of a surprising one, the heart. Massaging and simulating this area will help it heal itself. It helps the blood circulate better and keeps the arteries clearer. If everyone did this, it would make a big difference in the rates of heart disease. Travelling down to the next point of wonder, the navel, or the tummy button or belly button. There are numerous nerve endings here that connect throughout the middle of your body. Finally, making our way all the way down on this beautiful, wonderful healing tour to the final destination of classic reflexology, the feet. For anyone that's had a quality reflexology session before, you'll know how incredibly relaxing this can be. Think of the effect this is having on your body. If it's making you feel that good, good stuff must be happening inside. When to do it? My toppest tip is to find a time in your normal routine to do it, just to slip it on in there. Starting new habits can be quite challenging, so slipping it into your routine that already exists is probably the most useful way to do it. And because it's a relaxing thing, I would recommend doing it at bedtime, so maybe just before you go to sleep, get into bed, snuggle down, maybe even turn the light off, and then, or just before you turn the light off, and then just do the 5 points. They haven't said how long to take on each point, but I'd just say follow your intuition. I'd spend at least a minute on each area though. And if you've got time, or if you're really getting into it, or if you just feel like it needs to be a bit longer, then 5 or 10 minutes on each area. I'm sure the more you do it, the more beneficial it would be. If you feel discomfort or pain whilst you're doing that in that area, just go super gently. What it means is the corresponding part of where the nerve connects to the body. So say if you're massaging your ears and say, I don't know where this bit connects to, but let's say it's your shoulders. It means that there's an issue in your shoulders. So let me just read you what Pursah says about that. In all of these places, there may be certain areas that hurt a little when they're stimulated. What I've just described is basically reflexology for the entire body, not just the feet. Yes, include the feet, and just like reflexology, if you continue with it, the pain will eventually go away. It hurts because there's something wrong in the part of your body that the nerves correspond to. But the stimulation of the nerves eventually causes that area to be healed, much like acupuncture. Then, in time, upon continued stimulation, if there's no longer any pain, then it means the corresponding part of the body that has had something wrong with it has now been healed. And just like it teaches in the psychotherapy section of the Course in Miracles, you practice forgiveness at the same time you're doing this. Maybe not every second, but at least every now and then. And that gives you the full healing experience. And finally, if you've got a little bit more time on your hands, you could introduce some massage oil. This will just make the experience nicer. It'll make your hands glide more easily, and the essential oils that your massage oil contains will also have a healing benefit on your body and your mental health, depending on which ones you choose. And now we shall find out from future Fran how she went with these 7 days, her 7-day experiment. Over to you, future Fran. Well, I don't really know what I was expecting. I guess I wasn't expecting too much because I feel like it's quite a long-term practice to gain long-term benefits. So I ended up doing a couple of the days whilst watching TV in the evening, and the other days in bed just before I went to sleep. As warned, I did feel a little bit of discomfort in the scalp and the ears, just like slightly tender on the top of my head, but I took that as a good sign because I just took that as, something to work on, something to heal, something to practice on. My scalp felt amazing to do. I probably spent the longest time on my scalp, mainly because it's the biggest area. I probably spent 5 minutes on it, maybe more. The other thing was, it actually really makes your arms and fingers ache because you're basically doing this for 5 or more minutes, and then after that you have to do the ears, so your arms are constantly doing this and your fingers are wheedling away. I feel like the scalp and the feet gave me the most instant feedback, a feeling of relaxation and like tingly. Really nice, very relaxing. Often when doing my navel, my tummy would gurgle, and that reminded me of when I did my Reiki courses, Reiki 1 and 2, when you're Reikiing the stomach. Actually, when you're Reikiing anywhere on the body, when the tummy starts to gurgle, it means that the energy is coming through and it's starting to shift and move things, so I took that as a good sign. And I also was reminded of a friend who is an abdominal therapist. I had an amazing session with her, but she taught me the direction of your digestion is clockwise. So when you're massaging the navel, it's good to go in a clockwise direction. Obviously go with what you feel is right for you. Just having that perspective helped me. Another thing whilst massaging the navel, firstly cut your fingernails because it can be a bit stabby with long fingernails. I've had long fingernails all week and I've been meaning to cut them all week, but I never got around to it. But yeah, you're really massaging what's behind the tummy button. So at the beginning of the week I was like, this is a bit like not really feeling anything. But then you just dig a little bit deeper and you can like feel the nerves shooting energy up and around. So yeah, just with that perspective, when you're doing the navel, just think I'm massaging what's under the navel. The heart felt really nice. I didn't get too much feedback here. Felt relaxing like the other areas, but a little bit harder to massage. It's not like wheedling to do like on the ears, and it's not like instant feedback on the scalp. I felt like a lot of sensation on my scalp. I did get into it more as the days went on. It was like nothing at the start, and then I can feel it now. Like you get the positioning right. For me, it's right there. So yeah, you can feel it. Maybe there are layers to unpeel there. I'd be interested to hear what your experience is of heart massage. I also googled heart massage, and all I could find was when cardiologists like massage actual hearts. I couldn't find anything. I mean, I didn't dig that deeply, but I couldn't find anything about heart massage, which seems crazy because obviously the heart is the heart. You know what? I had some like more not physical benefits, which I'll mention a bit later. So I wonder if massaging the heart had more energetic benefits for me, although Pursah did say it has like physical benefits too, of like, the heart disease stuff. But maybe for me it was more, more about my life. Anyway, the feet felt amazing. I used a combination of fingers, hands and knuckles. Knuckles on the bottom of your feet, that feels really nice. They also gave me instant feedback. The scalp and the feet were like the most instanty feedbacky places, which just told me that they were the most powerful places for me to massage at the moment. And those were the two places that I wanted to spend longer massaging as well. So overall, it felt incredibly relaxing and tingly, nice tingly feelings. And now I understand why Indian head massage feels so epic. Have you ever had an Indian head massage? They just feel amazing. And it's because they're not just massaging muscles, they're activating your innate healing system. So the results for me were, other than feeling really relaxed and tingly, so before my son was born, I used to sleep up to 9 hours a night. That's just the amount of sleep my body needs and my mind needs. But since he was born, I can't seem to get more than 7 hours sleep a night, and I would end up feeling, tired in the day because of it. And one amazing benefit this week, I managed to sleep 8 hours 5 out of the 7 nights that I did it. So that to me is like quite life-changing. And the other thing is that just a few nice things have happened this week, a few nice inspirational things, a little bit out of the ordinary. I had the inspiration to download this app called Headway, which summarises key points of inspirational books in 15 minutes, and it reads it out a bit like a podcast. So I've basically listened to 20 inspirational books this week, which is incredibly motivating. And I highly recommend you get that app. And I also had what felt like an inspired day with my son. So just those little life things, they felt a little bit out of the ordinary and a little bit like, oh, this is a really lovely week. And I connect it to the time I've been spending every day on those 5 reflexology points. So all in all, I'm definitely going to continue this practice. You get the instant benefits of inspirational things happening in your life, feeling a bit more aligned, I guess that's what it is. The various, relaxing and healing benefit that it has on your body. And obviously the longer term benefit of hopefully preventing disease in future. So I give this holistic healing technique 10 stars out of 5. If you feel inspired by this video, please like it and subscribe for more videos like this. Please feel free to share this with a friend that you think might benefit. And I'd love to hear about your experience. So write me a comment or send me a message. So thank you very much to Gary Renard from the book Love Has Forgotten No One. I haven't got it on me today. Gary and Arten Pursah, who have told us about this beautiful healing technique.